Hello, twinkly ones. It's Andrea Foulkes. Do you know what? In the corona times, I'm not even sure what date it is. I think it might be the 3rd of September 2020. And I'm sat under an acorn tree in Wells, a cathedral town, and I'm going to show you the cathedral. Hold on one second so you can look and see. Can you see the cathedral in the distance over there? Can you see that? Anyway, I'm sat under this tree of an evening with my acorn of new beginnings, because in these corona times, this is where we find ourselves, like a little acorn. You know, so many people I spoke to today, whether it was clients or friends, were asking the same question: where do we go? Where do we go from here? You know, people's jobs were ending because they couldn't compromise their soul and integrity. That was the overlying umbrella of today, and I think the last month or so, is people who cannot sell out their integrity for something that they can see the story, they can see the bigger picture, and they don't want to be part of that. And teachers who don't want to make children wear masks, don't want to social distance them, they can see it's cruel, you know, especially if you're an only child. I was an only child, so I can't imagine what it must be like being an only child right now if you don't have conscious parents, or you don't have the right community around you to support you, or you have a partner who is believing the narrative and you're awake and you can see it from a bigger picture. And varying levels of waking up now, or being offended. You know, what is offending us now? And it was wonderful to see Denise Walsh, who I regressed when I did a show called A Vibe in Here before, on This Morning, you know, which I've worked on as well, and speaking her truth. You know, one of the only celebrities speaking out at the moment, especially in the UK, you know. And it takes courage to say, I'm not going to toe this line. There's something seriously wrong about this. And I've been reading a book that isn't with me now called COVID-19, The Great Reset. But the other thing of where do we go from here that I'm finding with people is layers and layers of fear to move forward. Fear about many things, you know, abundance, whether that's financial, or where am I going to live, where am I going to feel safe, where am I going to have freedom. If you look at the people in Australia, you know, they're locked in their houses in certain areas in Melbourne. So we have these layers of fear to process, and we can't, I love that word, acquiesce. But you know, I would normally be going to the gym now. I've been normally doing a yoga class, swimming, but I cannot acquiesce to their rules, and they're breaking the law. You know, Ballantine Hotel and Spa in the Charlton House are breaking the law by not allowing people to be mask free in communal areas in the hotel. And they're using an infrared thermometer that they point at your pineal gland in your head. And that just is not something that I can do. And I had a big conflict with them. They don't understand that there are exemptions to wearing masks. They think that they can bully you and control you. They don't understand that it clearly states on the government website, if the thought of wearing a mask causes you distress, do not wear one. They're trying to push it under company policy. But the Human Rights Equal Opportunities Act of 2010 means that you have no right to ask somebody what their hidden disability is. And we've talked about this before, but there are companies, corporations that are blatantly breaking the Civil Law Act. And they're going to not survive, I think, going forward. You know, the money is going to go to the people who find a way to negotiate their way through this, you know, with all different realities playing out. Of course, there's fearful people right now. They don't know that they need to look at their past lives. They don't know that they have wounded in a trauma from childhood or ancestral. And that is all being brought to the surface now, to look at where is the origin of whatever emotional issues the corona times have brought up for you. Where is the origin of those issues? It's not to make your life smaller. You know, it's not to stay in your house. It's not limit your social interaction. It's to process this fear, process this trauma, and proceed forward with confidence of knowing the law, that you are not breaking the law, but you need to know what your rights are, because your rights are being compromised now and you're being manipulated to give your rights away. And it might be September 2020 now, but where will we be by September 2021 if we don't spend our time looking at these new legislations that they're trying to pass? You know, on the 28th of August there was a new legislation that the government is trying to implement, and they want our opinions about this. They want to know, what do we think about this? So we need to tell them what we're, you know, willing to do and not willing to do, because your freedoms will be slowly eaten away if you don't pay attention for something that is, in my opinion, I stick with my same narrative. I think this is the side effects of radiation. Flu and pneumonia have always been the side effects of radiation and the body trying to detox the levels of radiation in your body, and you having a compromised low immune system by stress or anxiety or overworking. So we're needing to come into balance with all this. You could read the book The Invisible Rainbow by Arthur Firstenberg, which I highly recommend. I think the Global Reset COVID-19 book, which was written I think in July, is quite interesting. I'm only just reading that. I'm thinking, what am I going to offer to my twinkly friends going forward? I think we need to meet in person. I still want to do workshops in person. I need to find a venue that's going to uphold that, or we need to do retreats, you know, where a small group of us can gather together and spend a few days together like I used to do retreats. I think it would be wonderful to do some more regressions for not maybe necessarily mainstream television, but it would be wonderful to film some past life regressions with some of you and show the healing aspects of that, maybe weaving between past lives, inner child, ancestral, you know, showing that to the rest of the world and how we heal through that experience, or even bringing in well-known influencers from YouTube that you like to watch on YouTube and regressing them and showing you their past lives. You know, if there's any influencers that you'd like to see their past lives, maybe I can contact them or you can contact them and I can put out that call to them to be regressed. I think it's a time for innovation now, and we've got to think smart and we've got to think differently than how we have done before, and we're going to learn that we can heal ourselves of many things. And you know, for me personally, I've always been interested a little bit in the law, but also I'm very interested in our soul freedom. So I think we're educating ourselves about things we didn't know about before, about our human rights, you know, about our birthing rights. And as I sit here under the acorn tree, spending more time in nature, I think a lot of us are seeing how important it is to earth. And I always talk about earthing and tree hugging and attuning to the Schulman frequencies of the earth. And, you know, as I look around now, it's absolutely stunning here, and I've never been here. I mean, I walk over there, but I've never walked over here. And you know, all our lifetimes are coming up now for us to move forward in grace and love and wisdom. So look at that. It's the smallest city in the UK with a cathedral, and yeah, look at that under the acorn tree. So I think we're going to be doing some more YouTube, just putting ideas out there. Any ideas you have that you think I could maybe implement or would be fun to do, or collaborate with people. I'm very open to all that going forward now. And I think we genuinely have to have a fun. We have to raise our vibration. We have to, you know, look at our diets, look at how we live, and what do we want the new world to look like? You know, we don't want lies and corruption anymore. We want transparency and honesty, and we want to lift people up. So whatever their skills and gifts are, they feel they have a worth to share with the world. I don't think it helps if we all spiral down into poverty now. We need to spiral up into abundance and joy and prosperity and greater visionary skills, and so many skills and gifts you all have in many areas, you know, that need to be brought to the surface to share with others in a jovial, enjoyable community way. You know, and I've started growing, I think I've got to fly. I have got to fly. I've started an allotment, but I think what I've noticed out of this whole corona thing is the need for connection with other people, with like-minded individuals. And it's wonderful to connect over social media, but having worked on social media and been self-employed for 20 years, and that's the other thing, I want to inspire you to be self-employed, inspire you to know your skills and gifts can be shared and to value your worth on those skills and gifts. But it's great working from home, it's wonderful, it's useful, but it can be very socially isolating. And initially you don't notice that. It's X years down the line you realise that it is quite socially isolating, and you miss the camaraderie. So I think there's things like this we need to look at. There's so many amazing things though that I want to dwell on the up, not the down of the whole corona times. Let's dwell on the up. Everybody's doing what they need to do to feel better in themselves. This is not a time for stagnation and isolation. If you're feeling isolated, reach out, connect with other people, just get out of the house, go for a walk, because I know that really makes a difference, going for a walk. So from the lovely acorn tree in Wales, I send you much love and many blessings, and I'm going to bring in a light language from the tree elements of Wales. So just close your eyes, let this tree essence sound come in. Makuya, arantaka makuya, karantaka makuya, esatara makiana, kromakuya, arantaka makuya, kiana ramakuya, arantaka makuya, kiana ramakuya. Breathe out, and we've brought the wind. The wind's caught up now. So many blessings and much love from Wells in Somerset. Bye for now. Much love, Twinkly blessings. Bye.